is Jarrod Horak, and in this video I will analyze the Wood Memorial at Aqueduct on Saturday, April 5th. This is a Kentucky Derby 2025 points race, and through 32 races on my Road to the Derby video series, my top choices have 7 wins, 6 runner-up finishes, and 3 show finishes. 2 of my top choices have scratched, so I'm 7 for 30 on the Road to the Derby. Last weekend I got home Sandman as my top choice in the Arkansas Derby, and my Florida Derby top choice, Sovereignty, finished second behind my second choice, Tappan Street, in that event. And I'm covering all 3 Derby preps this weekend on my channel. The Wood Memorial here. I'm also going to be doing the Bluegrass and the Santa Anita Derby. Stay tuned for those later this week. And in addition to the Santa Anita full cards that I offer each day that they run at the Runaway horse, I'm offering full cards for Bluegrass Stakes Day at Keeneland, and then Santa Anita Derby Day is that same day on April 5th. So you can purchase my full cards individually, or you can buy the Keeneland and Santa Anita cards together on April 5th as part of my weekly Saturday special for $16. And I will include bonus stakes races at Aqueduct as part of my Santa Anita full card. So go to the runawayhorse.com on my shop page to pre-purchase those cards now. I will email them out when analysis is complete later this week. And I send my full cards out 1 to 2 days before race day. And I recently debuted a new product at the Runaway Horse, my Kentucky Derby Prep Race Package. And if you get that package, you'll receive my analysis and wagering strategies for all of the remaining Kentucky Derby points races, my weekly Derby reports, and my Kentucky Derby Day full card at Churchill on the first Saturday in May. Also going to be doing a Kentucky Oaks Day full card later this spring, and then of course my Triple Crown Series full cards that I do each year as well. So go to the runawayhorse.com on my shop page if you're interested in any of those products. And the early weather forecast for April 5th at Aqueduct calls for a 50% chance of rain with a high temperature of 50. Now we'll meet the field for the Wood Memorial, and I will give out my contenders from last to first. Wood Memorial's the 12th race at Aqueduct, $750,000 purse, grade 2 event, 3-year-olds, mile and an eighth on the main track, scheduled post time 6:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Rodriguez breaking from the inside post for trainer Bob Baffert. He's taking blinkers off in here. He'll probably impact the pace under Mike Smith. Captain Cook, your Withers winner, is number 2 for trainer Rick Dutrow. Manny Franco will ride him back, and he'll probably track the pace. Number 3, Tiger 24 for trainer Bill Mott. Javier Castellano will ride this one. He broke his maiden by 5 lengths last time out, 1 turn mile at Gulfstream. Number 4, My Mitole. This one is trained by Carlos Martin, and Luis Rivera Jr. will ride this one, and he was 4th in the Gotham last time. Sand Devil number 5 is your Gotham runner-up, a New York bred. He's run well in all 4 career starts for trainer Linda Rice, and Jose Lezcano will ride. Number 6, Hill Road for trainer Chad Brown. Joel Rosario will ride him. He was 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, 3rd in the Tampa Bay Derby in his last 2. Grande for trainer Todd Pletcher with Dylan Davis aboard. He's 2 for 2 lifetime, and he won at this mile and an eighth distance last time out at Gulfstream. Number 8 is Passion Rules for trainer Brad Cox. This is a son of Frisian Fire. He's 3 for 3 lifetime, stepping up in class with Kendrick Carmouche in the irons. Number 9, Bear Claw Necklace for trainer Safi Joseph Jr. Finished in the top 3 in all 3 starts. He weakened when he added Lasix, finishing 3rd last time out. McAfee is number 10 for trainer Rick Dutrow. Eric Hensel is the pilot, and he was 5th in the Gotham last time. Number 11, Statesman for trainer Shug McGahee. Back-to-back wins at Tampa Bay Downs over a route of ground in his last 2 starts, and he had Lasix in those races. Won't have that medication here. Number 12, Omaha. Likes hitting the board in these Derby prep races. In the Jerome Stakes, he was 2nd. The Withers, he was 3rd. And then the Virginia Derby, he was 3rd. And he will try to get involved in the late going. And now we're going to go last to first. And the horse that I picked to finish 12th and last is the 9, Bear Claw Necklace. And for this one, he did improve second time out. That was a maiden special weight event at 7 furlongs. And then 1 mile last time, he did set a pressured pace, and he just did hold 3rd, and he was beaten 8 lengths. And that was on March 9th, and that was a 1-turn event. So he's losing Lasix, stretching out around 2 turns, and stepping up in class. The horse that I picked to finish 11th is number 4, My Mitole, and he did win back-to-back races at Aqueduct at 1 mile in November and February, and then he was 4th in a 9-horse field in the Grade 3 Gotham last time, beaten more than 9 lengths. So that was on March 1st. He does add blinkers in here. This is his 3rd race after a layoff. I think he's going to be forwardly placed. but he probably doesn't want to go this far. The horse that I picked to finish 10th is the 10, McAfee, and he was in his 6 furlong debut, winning that race and then missing by a head at 1 mile, second time out. And then he had a leg infection. I made him my top choice in the Jerome, but he had to scratch out of that race because of that leg infection. And that race was in January. And then he finally did resurface in the Gotham last time on March 1st. He was 5th in a 9-horse field. So I could see him improving second after the layoff. He is getting faster, but he does need to prove himself in the stakes ranks. The horse that I picked to finish 9th is number 3, Tiger 24. And he did improve his speed ratings in all 3 of his starts, but they were all maiden special weight events. Now he's stepping up in class here. So he was a big favorite in a 1 mile maiden race at Gulfstream on March 15th. And he was up on the pace that day, but the pace was slow. So that was more of a slow, early, fast, late event. And he won that race by more than 5 lengths. He did have a bullet workout for this on March 27th. I think he's going to stalk the pace under Javier Castellano. He's going to have to improve and prove that he belongs in the stakes ranks. The horse that I picked to finish 8th is the 8, Passion Rules, and he's 3 for 3 for trainer Brad Cox. All 3 of those wins were dirt routes as well. So we know he can handle a route of ground. We just don't know where he fits class-wise. He is slowly getting faster, but his speed ratings in here still lower than the other top contenders. I think he might take too much action. Horses from the Brad Cox barn typically take a good amount of action, and he is undefeated as well. So he could take too much betting action. The horse that I picked to finish 7th is the 5, Sand Devil, and he won his first 3 career starts against New York bred company, including the Damon Runyon Stakes. In that race, he was all over the pace, and it was a slow, early, fast, late event. And then he was the favorite in the Gotham last time. He was right up on the pace, and he was second best that day. So I think he is going to impact the pace, but he's stretching out in distance, facing better company than he did in the Gotham, and we'll see how he can do around 2 turns. The horse I picked to finish 6th is the 12, Omaha, and he's going to have to overcome that wide post here, but he is a deep closer, so look for him in the late going. But he does pack a decent stretch kick. As I said earlier, he was 2nd in the Jerome, 3rd in the Withers and the Virginia Derby. He should be finishing in the stretch. I think he could hit the board in here, but I don't think he's going to be able to win. The horse that I picked to finish 5th is the 7, Grande. This one's a $300,000 Curlin colt, and he's 2 for 2 lifetime, so he has plenty of upside. And he chased from second place in his debut, and he won easily. That was a 1 mile race around 1 turn at Gulfstream on January 11th. Same trip, second time out, chased from second, won again fairly easily. He was the favorite at 1 mile and an eighth in that second career start. So Dylan Davis will ride. I think he's going to be tracking the pace in here. He's going to have to elevate his speed ratings, but he's already proven at 1 mile and an eighth. And as I said, he does have a good amount of upside with just 2 starts under his belt. The horse I picked to finish 4th is the 11, Statesman. And this horse, he won back-to-back dirt route races at Tampa Bay for trainer Shug McGahee in his last 2 starts. He had Lasix in both of those races. He's not going to have that Lasix in this spot. He does have decent late pace ratings, and I don't think he's going to have any trouble with this 1 mile and an eighth trip. And I wouldn't be surprised if he hit the board at a price. Now we're up to the top 3 contenders, and the horse I picked to finish 3rd is the 2, Captain Cook. Wouldn't be surprised if he was the favorite in this race. He split a 12-horse field in his sprint debut. Then he moved over to the Rick Dutrow barn and broke his maiden by more than 9 lengths as the 1-2 favorite in the slop at Aqueduct at 7 furlongs, and that was late last year. And then he was the favorite in the Wither Stakes, and that was 1 mile and an eighth at Aqueduct on February 1st. He stalked outside, and he was best by 2 1/4 lengths. It was a solid effort there. So Manny Franco's 2 for 2 with this one. Hit a bullet workout for this 4 furlong bullet on March 18th. He's been targeting this race for several weeks. After he won that Withers, they just said, we're just going to wait for the Wood Memorial. He's had plenty of workouts specifically targeting this event. I wouldn't be surprised if he ran another quality race and finished and was right there at the end. The horse that I picked to finish 2nd is the 6, Hill Road. Now this one's interesting for trainer Chad Brown. He won his 1 mile turf debut in Ireland last year, and then he was 7th in an 8-horse field in a grade 1 at 7 furlongs, second time out in Ireland. And then he shipped to this country, and he ended up running on to finish 3rd in the grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile. The race flow was against him that day. You had Citizen Bull out there controlling the pace after East Avenue. Your favorite and expected pace setter stumbled badly at the start from the inside post. So Citizen Bull was controlling the pace. Gaming was chasing the pace. And those two just had it all to themselves in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. And it was a good sign that Hill Road was able to run on for third that day. And then he moved to the Chad Brown barn for this year, and he returned with a show finish. He rallied from off the pace in that Grade 3 Tampa Bay Derby on March 8th, and he did add blinkers that day. And once again, the race flow was against him. You had the horses that were up on the lead, just controlling the pace, and for that day, he was rallying from off the pace again. And plus, he had 5 workouts heading into that event, so they kind of knew he was going to be short, but they had to get a race into him. So now he has that prep race. He has strong late pace ratings. In both of his starts in this country, he had a good stretch kick, and he earned strong late pace ratings. I think he's going to get some pace to chase in this event as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if he moved forward in his second start after a layoff. And as I said, he had 5 works prior to the Tampa Bay Derby. And then since he ran there, he's had 2 solid workouts. I think he's going to be fitter this time and look for him to be running in the stretch. My top choice is going to be number 1, Rodriguez. I've been playing him on top, and I'm going to give him one more chance here for trainer Bob Baffert. Does seem like an interesting shipper coming in from California. Now, he did stretch out and wire the field easily in his 1-mile maiden win, and that was his second career start. And that day, he was just able to get out there and set the pace and just romp by more than 7 lengths. Now, he did defeat Baeza that day, and that one did return to break his maiden impressively, and he's going to be entered in the Santa Anita Derby this weekend. Then his last 2 stake starts. Interesting there that he could have gone to the lead, because he did in his maiden victory, when he stretched out, he went right out to the front. But in the Robert Lewis Stakes, his stablemate and 2-year-old champion Citizen Bull was in that event, and they let that one set the pace there. And then Rodriguez tracked the pace, dropped back a bit, and then came on again. He was clearly second best. And then in his last start, he allowed his stablemate Barnes to set the pace there. And once again, he wasn't quite as good as he was, though, in that Robert Lewis. He was tracking the pace, and he ended up finishing a clear third there. It was a distant show finish. He was beaten 11 lengths, and that was a 5-horse field. Now, Journalism won that race, and he got a 1:08 Beyer speed figure for that event. That was the fastest Derby prep so far this year. So for this one, he's going to remove blinkers, and Bob Baffert with the blinkers off move, 30% wins. He's been working well without those blinkers recently, and I think that they're going to probably try to make the lead and get him to relax on the lead if they can from the inside post under his new rider, Mike Smith. And I think he's faced the best overall company. He's faced Citizen Bull and Journalism. Journalism is the early Kentucky Derby favorite. Citizen Bull, one of the top favorites for the Derby, and then Barnes as well was very highly regarded. They paid more than $3.3 million for him. And for Barnes, his first career loss when he was clearly second best in the San Felipe in his 3rd career start. So he's faced highly regarded company in California. He's got early pressing speed, the inside post, taking blinkers off. And I think he's going to run a better race here. He doesn't have one of his stablemates where he's just going to let those horses get the lead. I think that he's going to be going for the lead from that inside post, trying to relax out on the front end, and let's see how far he wants to run. So Rodriguez will be my top choice in the Wood Memorial over number 6, Hill Road, and number 2, Captain Cook, with long shot number 11, Statesman, rounding out my top 4. And if you want a free pick each day, go over to the runawayhorse.com, and on my front page, you'll see a Better Bets blog tab at the top. Click there. You'll get a free pick from around the country each day. And like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. I'm posting horse races on my channel. These videos all week long. I have a lot of Derby and Oaks prep races scheduled this week, and each day I'm going to release a new one. And yesterday I already posted the Gazelle Stakes, so you can watch that one. This one's the Wood Memorial. I'm going to be jumping over and doing the Ashland next, then the races at Santa Anita and the Bluegrass as well. And then I have some Today's Racing Digest videos that I'm going to put on my channel as well this week. So plenty of action on my channel. Stay tuned for all of that this week. And until I see you next time, good luck at the race.